music in the background, like X-Files.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. Yes, I'm on another live. This will make the second one for today. If you read the title, you pretty much know what's going on. I'm going to let you know from the get-go. We are live, so if you want to have a conversation with us, you can do so inside the comment box. Yes, that comment box is going to allow you to have full access to me and absolutely Rav Shiva. I have Rav Shiva on my channel today, and we're going to be talking about lots of different things. It's an open discussion, ladies and gentlemen. So there is not any specific topic, but I do know that it's going to be spiritual. I do know there's Illuminati. I do know Jim Carrey. I do know there's going to be lots of different conversations inside of this. It's pretty much, it's all on the table. We're letting it all hang out. Again, if you want to find out any information about Rav Shiva, you can do so because his links are in the description box below. Just go ahead and click on one of those, and you will be going to wherever you decide to click, whether it's the Facebook or it's the YouTube. And I actually, I haven't been able to do it yet, but there is a comic book that you can buy on Amazon, and I'm going to be adding that link inside below. And Rav Shiva is going to be able to talk about that book as well. So, like I said, this conversation is going to be pretty heavy. And if you need any more information about anything, just click in the description box, contact one of us, and we'll go ahead and make it around those pins. Without further ado, Rav Shiva, thanks for being on.
What's going on, man? How are you? What's up, Montez?
How you doing today?
Good, man. Good. I'm glad that like I said, it was really cool that when we spoke, and now I get to be live with you. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's a one time in a million. It kind of feels like, and I tell you what, it's crazy how the service is treating us right now. YouTube, if you could please stop blotching out our video and let us do what we want to do. You know what I mean?
As soon as you said that, the YouTube screen just flashed a picture of me on it.
like tell the ladies and gentlemen who you are and what you do.
My name is Rav Shiva. I'm actually, I created a style or a method of yoga that's a healing yoga. I implemented that in the military for quite a few years, also in like major hospitals. And then I was an addiction counselor for a while until I found out how corrupt it was. And then I teach now, actually. I teach English now. But also I'm working on, my favorite thing that I'm doing is that I'm working on a cartoon series for a graphic novel. It's all my crazy ideas wrapped up into this cartoon. And I actually have it online on Amazon, which Montez said. It's called Light and Silly, actually. Let me put it in there, in the link in the chat box.
Yeah, just go ahead, put it in chat box. Go ahead, put it in there.
But if you Google, right? You Google that, you'll be able to check the actual cartoon out. And actually, tomorrow, I wanted to say this. Tomorrow, for 5 days, it's free. So, yeah, so people can get it for free starting tomorrow on the 2nd.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get out there and go get that. Tomorrow is free. 5 days. Go get that. Go get it. Enlightened Silly.
I forgot to mention, I was the first South Asian American comedian in North America, here in America. That was back in 1990 at the Village Gate with New York Talk. That was with Richmond Shepard. And one of the girls from there had made it on some, I don't know if you remember In Living Color.
In Living Color? With
Jim Carrey and all these guys, the Wayans brothers. Yeah. So some of the people from that were, back then, they were just like me starting off. They ended up making it big. So.
Wow. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry if you can't hear all the conversation. If you know exactly who Rav Shiva is, it's just really, it's really, really crazy to be able to connect with such an individual. It was crazy how we met. We met online, and I was watching some of his videos, and I believe it was on the Jim Carrey video. It really just
oh yeah.
It was eye-opening, and after I met him, I was very fortunate to have him write back and comment and talk to me. So Yeah, would you tell people a little bit about that video that you created and how it's kind of like erupted in the internet right now?
Oh, I was talking about Jim Carrey because what I saw when I love Jim Carrey. First of all, I just want to say that he was one of the influences of why I got into comedy. You know, he was one of the modern influences. Um, you know, what I saw happen to him over the years was not something that was strange. It was something that was that I expected. Everybody else doubted, and they kind of built him up in the media in the last 15 years or so. They were building him up with the New Age movement, and they kind of made him out to be this New Age guru, you know, because he wrote a check out to himself and he was able to cash it, and everybody made the biggest, you know, thing out of that, you know. So I kind of saw this setup, and you know, Hollywood and the Illuminati, wherever these people are, they do that to these guys. Once they set him up, all of a sudden everything started going wrong in his life. The thing with his girlfriend dying, I mean, that was horrible, of course, and how they played it on the media and how they're still playing it in the media. So this poor guy now, everybody's like thinking that he's spouting all this wisdom, which he is in a way, you know, because he's using the word tetrahedrons, and you know, people are mystified by tetrahedrons. You know, it's determined physics. Just, you know, really what it encompasses is the many different dimensions that potentially that we can actually observe if we were capable of it. But it's all hypothetical, it's all theoretical physics, right? But he's using it in correlation to the idea of spirituality and saying somehow that, you know, we are, you know, like they're saying for sure, nobody knows for sure exactly what we are, but physics and science thinks that we're a bunch of tetrahedrons.
Tetrahedrons. You know what? That's crazy. I've heard a lot about that. People say that we could be tetrahedrons. You know, Alex Jones. You're familiar with Alex Jones?
Of course. Yeah.
Well, you know, he speaks
definitely.
He speaks a whole lot about that there, and it's like now I also hear there's like at least four different races of human beings. Could you agree with that? Have you heard that?
What was it again?
There's like 4 different races of human beings.
Oh, is that what what's his name says?
Well, no, I've just heard it through lots of different teachings. Lots of different people have taught about the Neanderthals and different kinds of people.
You're talking about. Okay, there might be. I mean, I can't say that I definitively know, but I mean, you know, I believe that if they do have some credible evidence beyond anything, I'll look at it. You know, but I'll still have to like do my own research. You know.
Right. Do your own research. I mean, as far as it goes today, I mean, like, goodness gracious, there's a lot of research out there. How do you sift through it all?
I kind of like find one thing and it leads to another, and you know, that's the internet, man. You know, you find one thing and there's a link to something else, and I kind of look at the links on, or this one looks interesting. Let me get to that one and read it. You know, and I've been able to, you know, like I think you have this ability as well. I think we all have it deep down inside. You're able. I think I said this in the last the little promo that I did. If you watch it, it said
I haven't watched it yet. Is it the new that you just put up? Is it?
You tagged in it and you said you said I did a good job in it.
So I know exactly the one you were talking about feelings
the music and stuff. Yeah. The one with the music.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I
think you did really good. What were you using to program that? Edit that? Cool Edit Pro.
That was Mac Final Cut.
Oh, Final Cut, very nice.
Yeah, the Pro version of Final Cut, which works. I mean, you can do wonders with that. You know.
Yeah. So. It got the job done.
It did. It helps me quite a bit to express in the way I want to express, you know, whatever it is I'm talking about. I don't rely on it too heavily, you know, when I'm talking about certain things. Like in the Jim Carrey video, I kind of like didn't have any special effects. It was just me talking, you know. And I think everything I'm saying is a special effect when I talk about those things. You know,
yeah, it's like
the same reaction to it.
It seems like the internet's triggering to your conversation right now for some reason.
Oh yeah. There's definitely no doubt about it.
I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this.
You know, the funny thing is, I have recordings on one of these, either this phone or my other phone, and I don't know if I downloaded it already, but I have to check. But everything in my life, and if I talk to Amazon about a package that I needed, you know, I got a key for my computer, right? You know, the computer, you can lock your key, you use it to put in the USB, and it locks it. You can open it with that same key, and
Oh man. There's definitely something going on, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on with this. He normally has good internet service, and like I said, he's been talking about some things that have really been erupted the world. I think maybe censorship had come my way, or they're doing something here because, like I said, we've had. Look at that!
Cutting out.
Yeah, like that whole entire time I couldn't hear you or anything, man. It was crazy, but I heard Amazon just now.
That's normal for me. I don't know what they're afraid of, but you know, like what it is. But I get censored like this, like crazy. Like I'm almost everything I do, whatever it is that I'm saying, they must be afraid of it somehow. So,
well, I mean, you do have a lot of wisdom, right?
I mean, I feel like I'm not saying anything that that's too spectacular. Kind of like just seeing, like just verbalizing what I see, So it's what it is,
I'm like, man, I'm not sure. And to Miss More to Come, thank you so much for being in on the show and listening. And Yas Poet, Leah Beyond Yeshua, the poet, thank you so much for being on. And thank you for bearing with us because I'm not too sure what's going on with this I'm just not sure what's going on here. But again, like RavSHiva's got a lot of knowledge inside of his head, and he's got a lot to share with us, and he's really moved around and done a whole lot of stuff that I think a lot of people couldn't fathom. I really want to just jump down into like why. I mean, again, I've never had this kind of thing happen on my YouTube live to where like I'm dealing with this censor kind of choppy, like everything's choppy for you, but it was just perfect.
Did you get? I'm sending you a message on the live chat.
Montez, all right, go ahead, kill your video feed, and maybe that'll be better.
Because then you can actually hear what I'm saying. I'll be able to see you guys. But so I'm gonna kill the video here. Can you hear me now?
And hopefully it should increase. How about now?
Yeah, can you hear me or no?
I can't hear you very well. You're still choppy on me.
I'm still really? It's still bad? Hold on, okay?
All right. Try to go out and come back in.
I just shut the mic off and turned it back on. Does that make any difference?
It did a little bit better. Maybe you should go out and come back in again. Because I remember when you did that, it did pretty well. All
right, let me do that now.
I gotta open up. Step off real quick, and he's gonna be right back. So just hang tight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm just he's a very influential individual. RavSHiva is, and I'm just really feeling the wrath of right now people just censoring what we're trying to do because they don't want us to talk about this discussion that we're gonna have. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. You all just hang tight and what's going on. And if you have any questions, be sure to fill it into that comment box there. This is just really bizarre. I just had a live just a little while ago, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen it. I just had a live a little while ago, and it wasn't doing this. I don't know why it's doing it now. I'm really not sure what's going on right now. But if y'all have any questions, I would love to see some in the comment box. I don't see anything moving in there. More to come. You got any more acting videos coming up? Because I love to watch them. I'd love to watch your acting videos. I sure enough would. Anyone looking for a shout out? I can create a shout out video for you too. Go make sure you subscribe to Y'all's Poet. He's a good guy right there. He's a really good dude there, man. Lots of great music. I'm just sitting here waiting. We're waiting for RavSHiva to come back in, and hopefully we can see what's going on here, ladies and gents. We was going to try to see if he could call on the house phone, and I was going to speak. I don't know
if you can hear me. But
I can hear you good. I can hear you.
Oh,
good.
You can hear me? Okay, cool. Because it shouldn't have that interference with the video now.
Yeah, right now you sound great. Right now sounds great. So go again. Tell us again who you are, what you do. I think we have great sound now.
Awesome. So I apologize to whoever's was watching that if it cut out like that. How does this sound? It still sounds good, Montez?
Yeah, it still sounds good right now. It still sounds good.
All right, cool. Very cool. Very cool. I should have hooked my professional mic up to this one.
It sounds.
I think I might have to.
It sounds really good right now. It's sounding good.
All right, cool. So where was I cutting out? Do you remember?
Well, you were pretty much telling a little bit about where you were at with Jim Carrey and what was influencing why Jim Carrey.
Okay, what was the last thing you remember that I said clearly?
I would say why you started getting interested into Jim Carrey. What you were talking about how he influenced you.
Yeah, when I was younger, and this is like 1990. I was like a 20-year-old guy at that time. I loved performance, and art and everything else, and I love being a clown. I love laughing. I love making people laugh. And when I saw this guy, he was just exuberant, and he was nuts, and he was just extremely talented and raw, and he was going out there and doing his stuff. And it was kind of, it reminded me of some of the ways that I have. I said, wow, he's actually making a living doing, being that way. And, I just want to plug this in there that my first icons in comedy was definitely going to be Richard Pryor, Red Fox. These are old guys from back in the day, and definitely was Eddie Murphy. And then you had, Chris Rock, and then Dave Chappelle. And you go really far back. Some of the guys that I also liked was Lenny Bruce and Bill Hicks. And Bill Hicks was kind of what happened to him is what's happening to me, because America hated and censored the shit out of Bill Hicks, and I get the same exact things. A lot of things I say, they are funny, but they can cut like a knife if you don't get the joke, And you know what I mean. So it's a weird thing. I always tell people that the truth is like the sun. Some people get cancer, some people get dark. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just using that as an example. I don't want to say anything bad in that sense, but it was just a metaphor. I can't hear you, Montez.
I forgot to take my mic off there. I said, yeah, that's a good metaphor. Some people get cancer, and people get darker. It's
just me being silly.
Yeah.
I don't mean any.
Well, it was a good one.
Anyone. Yeah, I try to make light of the situation. I don't. People always mistake the things I say. They're always like, and my friends, my very close friends that I grew up with in Texas, and people here in New York, and people on Facebook and wherever else, they're all, oh, you're preaching hate. How the fuck am I preaching hate? Am I allowed to cuss on here?
Go ahead, rip away. You already did.
Don't worry, I'll do a few mantras after this, so God will forgive me. No, I'm joking. I don't think that God even cares that I cuss. But
that's another topic we should get into as well later on.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't get me wrong. I do believe there is Most High and there is a God up there, but some things, some people might believe. I think that they're just like Catholicism. Oh my gosh, right?
Oh God, yeah, the fire and brimstone and the guilt and all that good stuff. It made for good S&M, I'll tell you that. That was the basis of
S&M. Now listen, anyone that's a Catholic or anything like that, I'm sorry, but it's just something like, well, you gotta go out there and go find more information. Like, just go out there and go deeper.
Not to be funny or anything, like the whole thing on the cross and he's getting beaten and whipped and stuff. Think about it. People being tied up and whipped and all that stuff. It's the same thing.
Do what?
The correlation between Catholicism and sadomasochism, S&M.
Sadomasochism? I've never heard of it. Tell me more.
S&M, leather, wearing leather, being tied up, being tortured. It's a sexual thing.
I see. That graphic stuff.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that came out of Christianity or Catholicism.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know, man. I don't know. It could have. It's a different world out there, isn't
Look,
it?
look.
And you know, when I first came across what that was, it really tripped me out. It was like, dang, like there's some people that, but you know what? Hey, each is their own. If that's what they like, go ahead, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I
have no complaints. I have quite a few pictures of that stuff. Even though I love yoga, I love that stuff too. Not that I don't like seeing anybody get hurt, but I love the girls dressed in leather. It looks awesome.
leather
Totally
chaps.
awesome. The face mask, the gloves, the whole body suits like Catwoman. I dig that.
I don't know, man. I can't really get. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. I can't do it, man. No, man. I don't think I like it. Like I just rather not.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
In the video that I did, I had the picture behind me with the horns, and only the Christians were talking about the horns. It's the only thing they noticed. It just shows like how like when you have like a certain type of religion, and that's the only like thing that's in your mind, the parameters of that book. So the only thing they noticed, they didn't hear anything I said, but they only noticed the horns in my drawing.
It's weird how symbolism is a big thing. What do you think about it?
Symbolism is definitely a big thing. They have an ancient term called yantra, which is sacred. You can call it sacred geometry, sacred symbolism. You know, like whatever you want to make. You know, put the meaning to it. But that's what it is. It plays on your subconscious.
Huh?
You know,
I didn't even know it. I've not even heard about it. Go deeper for me, please.
Okay. So here's you do know about this. You just don't know the context. But we talked about it. You just didn't realize it. We have this intrinsically. In other words, it's natural to us. So in the cities and in the houses and the buildings, everything is made of squares. The sidewalks. We're living in a square thing. You know, everything is squared out.
So maybe the world's flat, like a dome. A dome.
No.
Maybe.
No. You remember I said that it plays on your subconscious. If you look at nature, right? Nature doesn't have any geometrical patterns like squares and shit. Every time they look for life on other planets, they look for man-made stuff. It's usually geometrical patterns, right? So nature has more of a free, associated pattern to it. You'll never see it closed off in a box. So that's why people are going crazy and having all the mental shit, because we're literally being trapped in every direction that we look. You know, and when you go into nature, you just feel free. You see the water, the sky, the earth, the trees, you know, and it's just freedom. That's how it's supposed to be. We're not supposed to be locked in these little things that, you know, little cells and dungeons.
Yeah. I get it. But I never really, I guess again, like you never really think about it till you hear it in such words, such enlightenment.
Yeah. It's definitely a big thing, man.
What brought you to your enlightenedness?
I'd have to say it was drugs. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. I don't want anybody to go out there and see, look, the yogi said it's drugs. Giving the wrong message to people.
It's crazy. He said do drugs. Do drugs. That's crazy, man.
There's a whole thing like a lot of the people that turn to Christ, they're always on drugs or drinking before that.
Like, you know what? That's I think you're right, man. Either that or someone died. You know what I mean? Someone's died, or you have to go through turmoil before you will. Like, I don't really know too many people that have really just kind of fell. I just believe now. Either that or your family puts you into it, but I think usually at some point in time I go astray. I think you got a good point there.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Never really thought about that. Yeah, just kind of blew my mind right there. It's like, huh. Yeah, it's probably right. It's probably right. What do you think about good and evil? How do you feel about those two subjects? Yin and yang.
What part of Google?
Good and evil, yin and yang.
Oh, just out of curiosity, you can hear me pretty loud and clear on your side, right?
I can hear you pretty good, yeah.
I wonder if anybody else can hear me out there. But they should be able to if you're hearing me.
Food forest permaculture says concepts of observation, key to survival in nature.
Oh yeah,
good
definitely.
evening.
Whoever said that's very smart, or very in tune.
Yeah, very in tune. Concept of observation, being able to take in what's around, right?
Definitely.
Well, I think we
That was a very good
time inside of our cell phones or our computers. Don't really go too far out. Like I told you, when I go out to the woods, I something about that is it's just happiness for me. I just love it. So I could, but I'm looking at things when I go out there too. It's really mind blowing when you get.
Great. I heard something really strange just now.
Oh yeah, you would have thought it came from my rear end, but no, it was my telephone.
Oh, it was your phone? I heard it here. It sounds so strange.
Yeah, no, it wasn't even me. It was the telephone.
Yeah, very weird stuff. I told you.
Yeah, it vibrated on the table. It was just vibrating on the table.
It just man. Here I was thinking conspiracy. I was like, shit.
Run! Like, I'm telling you what, man. Like I don't know what was going on in the beginning here. Like
I was about to say the Illuminati's in your phone.
It could. Hey, look, they really are though. Have you heard about how they can see you through your phone?
What's it? Food Forest Permaculture's laughing. It is funny shit when you think about it.
No, but it's real though, man. It's really real. People look, and the thing is we're just taking it left and right. Sure, we'll have all these things. Sign me up. Like, and the thing is, I just don't think we're thinking about it like that. Privacy, there is no more privacy.
No, not at all. They've pretty much, taken away the right for that.
I wonder how to get it back. Do you have to live outside?
I mean, really, the only way is you have to live off the grid. That's the only way to do it.
That's what I said. You gotta live outside, man. Now, do you know anything about off-gridding?
Me?
I wonder
Are you asking me?
How many people? Yeah. Do you know very much about it? You ever tried it?
No, I mean, I think that I'm like everybody else. I'm kind of like a slave to all this shit too, and it sucks. It's like it's horrible if you think about the movie The Matrix and how they had all these things plugged into them, into the bodies. That's basically how we are. Our cell phones, our TVs, or whatever else. We're all plugged in that way, even though it's not physical, but we're plugged in.
Man, it's crazy. Like, like, give up your money, give up all those things, go live outside. Like, I really don't know too many people that would be able to make it. Now, I'm telling you what, if you're on my team, we ain't gonna starve, and we're gonna have a very nice house. But if you don't work, you can't eat. That's just gonna be that's the motto. You won't even get no water. You know what I mean? Like you gotta look. You better find sticks or something because you ain't gonna be like it ain't gonna work. Like, it ain't gonna work, man. Like, man, I really don't. Right. Do you think there's classes that could really train someone to be ready for such a situation?
Which situation?
To go primitive?
Man, I don't think you can train people for that because when you grow up like that, there's instincts that you get. It's just like when you grow up in the streets, there's certain instincts you get, and you can't teach those. It has to be during that time of development when you're young, because they have to form all these things in your brain that you can do these things, and you have to be wired a certain way. They can try to emulate it.
I like that. Right. Primitive food forest agrees as well. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Like I think it has to be installed. Like they say you could train a dog new tricks, but I really just don't know. I just don't really know. Like if I wouldn't have been able to go into the woods and probably get over the fear of there's nothing in the woods. Like I used to worry there was boogeymen out there or someone was going to come get
That's funny. You have less of a chance of seeing the boogeyman out there than you do here.
Right.
Training camp. That's cool. Food Forest has training camp.
I was so scared to go out in those woods, man. But I started to think there's a 70-year-old man. He told me, he said, I just want to know what's going to be out in those woods that's going to come and get you. Like most people ain't going to. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to come out in the woods to come get you. And most people ain't going to live out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it comes down to survival. I mean, if you don't know how to grow your own food and you don't know how to live off the land, then you're gonna have a hard time. You know, like I told you, my instincts are to look up seamless. You know, online. Like fuck, there ain't no seamless out here. Do you deliver all the way to the Amazon forest?
Amazon. Now listen, you can't. That's the thing that they're putting bans on so much stuff where you're not going to be able to be trading these healthy things back and forth like that.
No. They're you know, there's definitely something going on with these large corporations, and you know, people don't realize there's like a war being waged. You know, they see that people want to get healthy, but then they're creating a modified version of that so-called healthy and slapping the organic sticker on it. You know.
Right. And you know what? That just now rings my bell. Like Donald Trump just now said that we're going to make prescription drugs cheaper. Like, but why, man? Why are you going to do that? Then we're going to have the opiate epidemic, or opiate problem is doesn't really. I don't think it comes from like heroin or any of those kinds of things. I think it really just comes from prescriptive drugs. Like, I mean, I was given Adderall at a very young age.
Yep.
You know, and then after that,
that's when they try to get you.
Huh?
That's when they try to get you when you're young, when you're growing up. The same thing they do with candy and cartoons and everything else. They have to start when you're young to become addicted.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you need an Adderall or you need I can't sit still. And then that's like when that kid says.
Control. I see that Food Forest. I don't know if Food Forest is a girl or a guy. I keep saying she for some reason.
Yeah, control. That's exactly what it is. It's control. And that's what they wanted. They wanted to sit down and shut up and listen to what I say. And I sure enough did, too.
Yeah. Yep.
Lee Siobhan, the poet wordsmith, thank you so much for tuning in. It's really cool to see you. Absolutely, man. Like, but I think it's really, is it the parents' fault that the wolves pulled over the eyes?
That's hard. We're affected by all that, you know, since they were young. So like if you're born into this matrix, into this society, you have no choice. You're susceptible to it, you know.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Well, I mean, like, where are you going to get born at then, you know?
Well, you know, Karl Marx had said something which I thought was interesting. He had considered that the dollar bill, you know, by people having to live by the dollar bill for food, you have to have that dollar bill. For anything you want to do, you have to have that dollar bill. So he considered it like slavery and coercion. It was a violent way of like forcing us to live. And I agree with him on that one point, you know.
I mean, dependent really is what that is. It's just totally dependent.
Yeah.
What is one of the things that you would really want to see like change, like as of right now, if you could change something, what would you change? A lot of people say hunger, but then I just don't really know if that's something that, I mean, battling hunger is just, I think, a fraction of what the issues are. What do you think more of the bigger issues are in life?
I don't think that there's enough nudity on TV. No, I'm joking.
Crazy.
I'm just kidding.
You're crazy. Not enough nudity on TV. Well, I'll tell you what. I just don't want my daughter seeing it. That's one thing I don't want. Like, man, you know what? What did you think about that Disney movie that came out with the two boys falling in love? How do you feel about that?
Which one was it?
Man, ladies and gentlemen, if you could pull that up, it was a Disney movie, Two Boys Fall in Love. I put it inside there.
Wait, was it Brokeback Mountain?
Well, even then, Brokeback Mountain was pretty crazy too. That was nuts. I mean, but I didn't watch that as a kid.
Okay.
Look, it's crazy. I just said that, and then it just pulls up on my computer. It's an adorable animated film. In a Heartbeat is what it's called.
It pulled up on your computer, you said?
Yeah, In a Heartbeat. Have you seen it?
What was it called again?
In a Heartbeat?
No, I don't think I've seen that.
Or so like I don't want to get a copyright strike, so I'm gonna mute it, and we're gonna make this go a lot faster.
Do you have a screen sharing thing going?
Yeah, you got one too, bro.
Oh, okay, because I'm seeing that.
Yeah, we're gonna do this real fast. Check this out.
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Cool.
In a Heartbeat is what this is called, and this is from Disney. My kids watch Disney every day. Now I'm okay with I'm okay with some of these things. I don't mind if you want to do this, but don't put it in front of my kids like this.
Yep. Yep.
Do you get the point? You get the point. You get the point. So I'm kind of like, so now that you see that, what do you think about that? That's
really.
That is programming to the best that you've ever seen.
I think what they're doing is they're normalizing a lot of stuff. You know,
normalizing.
They're trying. Yeah, you know, they're trying to make it as this is a part of society already. This is what it is. That's all it is. And there's some people that that feel that's how it is.
Well, I think how do you stop a situation like that? How do you gear people away from something like that? I mean, I know that you can't really. I mean, there has to be something that you can do to stop it, but do you have to totally like put down all electronics? Do you have to totally quit all these things to get away from that? Because I mean, otherwise, I feel like it's just force fed all the time anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what
I'm trying
to.
well, I don't know what's going on either. My like everything here is kind of going wacky.
What's happening now?
Like, for some reason, my phone battery is draining down to 0 really fast.
Oh, you're on your phone on this live right here, or are you on your laptop?
No. I'm not. Like, I seen it flashing, and I was trying to figure out why it was flashing. Let me shut it off. Wonder if somebody broke into my phone here.
Oh no, I hope not.
Yeah, but I just shut it off. As you were saying, I'm sorry.
I was saying, how do you think you might be able to protect yourself from situations other than just like turning off the cell phone and walking away and getting away from it?
Do I think I'd be able to protect myself, you said?
No, I'm saying, how do you get away from the situation, dealing with all the constant shoving this in your face, all the constant force feeding of manipulation and all this stuff? How can you really get away from it without saying, all right, I'm not going to turn on the computer. All right, I'm not going to turn on the TV or whatever.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with using the technology. It's how you use it, and what you're using it for. If you're just sitting in front of it, and you turn it on, and you just succumb to every message that's on there, which most people do. The messages that they watch, it relays through their mind, and it can actually manipulate their thoughts. If you're not being manipulated into a certain way of thinking, and you have your purpose and your way, you shouldn't be affected by anything. Mainly by other people's thoughts.
Dedicated.
There's huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I just wanted to tell you something that a book called the Yoga Sutras by a doctor 1500 years ago named Patanjali, and he broke down yoga into 4 chapters in this book, and a million different stages in those chapters. But one of the things that stuck out to me when anybody ever asked me, did I read the book? I'm like, yeah. They asked me, what did you like most about it? I tell them there's one part of it that I love, and it says that, no matter what you do, and even if you develop psychic powers or whatever, you can take your leg and wrap it around your head twice, like that doesn't impress me. The most important part I found in it is that the reason that you're developing the power of concentration and meditation is that you don't want to allow other people's thoughts to influence you, because once people can get into your mind in any form, whether it's TV or talking or whatever, then you become you know, a slave to it in some way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful stuff. You don't want to let anything. So with yoga, how long did it take you to run into yoga? What were you studying first before it?
Actually, the funny thing was I studied martial arts and yoga when I was like 9, and I was with my uncle. And not long, you know, I think when I was younger, I was more into the physical aspect of martial arts, and I did the yoga. You know, it kept me flexible when I was younger. I just didn't understand the depth of it at that point. It took me to when my back got really bad and almost paralyzed me at one point, and that's when it made the difference. You know, that's one of the times it made the difference. That was at 26. At 24, I had an actual experience doing a mantra, and that kind of like changed everything once I realized that, you know, holy shit, there's something beyond this life, you know. It was kind of corroborated. I don't know if you want to hear it. You know, I can tell it to you, like what happened.
Go ahead.
So I was living in the Bronx at the time by the Yankee Stadium, and this is back in like 1994, around that time. And I had been working out with the weights. I looked like a beast at one point, you know, 220 solid rock at that point, very flexible. I was like, I don't know what I was training for. I was just training hard, you know. And I got to the point where I was just like, this is boring. So then I started practicing yoga again. And, you know, after eating one meal a day every day for 3 months and just doing yoga, I went from 220 to about 140. And I was able to do anything physically. Like, you know, I could take my leg and wrap it around my head twice. In other words, you know, I could do all this crazy shit with my body, and it felt great. Then that got boring. I was like, what the hell? You know, why did I do this? And I got to that point, you know, why did I get this far, and why did I do this? Then I found an old manuscript that my grandfather, who was a very devout Hindu, and he had, you know, he used to play the drum actually, and it's an Indian drum. And I found the manuscript and I started reading it, and it had it in Sanskrit, the ancient language, and in English, right? And it said that if you repeat this mantra and you repeat it in the mornings, it's really good for you. They said, you know, if you say it all the time, right? But they say, and then it says that if you close your mouth and say it in your mind, it's thousands of times stronger. So I said, you know what? After I finished my workout tonight, 2-hour workout I would do, I had my one meal for the day earlier. It was dark. It was like 12:01, somewhere in the morning. And it was quiet for some reason this night. It wasn't no gunshots or anything in the Bronx. It was quiet. I was like, okay, if tonight's quiet, I can do it. So I sat cross-legged in full lotus, which is, you know, sitting cross-legged, both legs crossed and the feet all the way up, tucked in, right? And I was sitting there and I started repeating the mantra out loud. It's called the Gayatri mantra. So I started saying it out loud, and I kept saying it. And I don't know how long I was saying it for, but I got to a point where I said, you know what? I remember it saying in the book that if I just close my mouth and say it in my mind, it's even more powerful. So I closed my mouth, started saying it in my mind. When I did that, it's almost like I was still saying it with my mouth. It sounded so loud in my head. I was like, God damn! I was like, that's strange. I can actually hear my voice like I'm talking now. So I just started concentrating on the mantra and saying, you know, concentrating on the sound and saying it in my mind. Next thing you know, this is where the weird part comes in. Shortly after that, I don't even know how long the time span was, I found myself in a forest. I'm sitting in the middle of a forest, and I'm looking around, and I'm trying to figure out, how the fuck did I get here? You know? And I'm trying to figure out, am I dreaming at this point? Then I look in front of me, and there's a lady in front of me, and she's naked, and she's standing there, and she's angry. And there's she looks like a giant to me. Then there's a naked guy standing behind her with a big club in his hand, and he's standing there with some food in his hand, like vegetables and fruits and stuff, and he's bringing it to her. And he says, here, look, I brought you some food. And she turns around. She's like, I don't want that. And then he looks disappointed. He's like, you know, what do you want? What can I get you to eat? And she turns around. She looks in my direction, and she points. She goes, I want that to eat. And I turn around when she said that to look behind me to see who she's pointing at. By the time I turn back around, I see this club coming down on me, full force. And the last thing that I said before that club hit me, which was, I can't believe you're going to kill me just because you're hungry. That was the last thing I said. And the next thing I know, I'm in pitch darkness, and I think I'm dead at this point because I can't find my body. I'm just in pitch darkness, but I can hear my own voice really loud. So I ended up getting back into my body by remembering that I was doing a mantra. So I said, oh shit, I just must have had a dream or some shit. I came back into my body and I find myself sitting the way I was normally. So I passed it off that night and said, okay, it must have been a dream. 4 years later now, I'm living in an ashram up in Monroe, New York, and they have a book called Living with the Himalayan Masters by Swami Rama. I'm reading through this book, and Swami Rama, when he was younger, about the same age that I was actually, he was doing a mantra that he wasn't prepared for, right? And
Right.
next thing you know, word for fucking word, man, everything that I experienced, he states it in this book. And this is 4 years after I was thinking it was a dream. That's the Twilight Zone part of it. I was just like, that convinced me at that point. I was like, holy shit, I got to a certain stage of consciousness and awareness. And then I realized how real this shit was. Not this physical stuff, but how outside of it, whatever we came from. So that kind of changed and opened my mind towards meditation and yoga when I realized that this was no accident.
Why do some people say that yoga is like satanic or whatever? And then also people will say that in meditation you're opening yourself up to like demonic spirits and stuff like that. And again, like I don't want to get all like InfoWars or any of this all like conspiracy theory stuff, but it is a question that's been asked before.
I think we kind of jumped on that the last time when we spoke, when I told you that when I did the video with Jim Carrey that only the Christians, they didn't hear anything I said or see anything else in what they were looking at, but they only noticed in the drawing that I did of a character from a graphic novel was the horns that I created for him. He was like a vampire demon martial artist. And they kept talking about the horns. They were so mystified and scared, and that's satanic. And I said, well, there's a lot of animals that have horns. Do you consider them,
right.
satanic? And then they start, well, I guess that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you have to think practical, And this is how, like I said, when your mind is only with the awareness of a certain book, whatever book or whatever ideology it is, that's the parameters of what you allow into your mind, and that's it. Everything else will be judged by that base.
Food Force says tin hat. Anyone?
I don't know if I don't know if he or she can hear me, but that's funny.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That's hilarious. Tin hat. Anyone?
I like Food Force. That's hilarious, man. I love people with a sense of humor.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
But it is like that.
Smile more,
like that, right?
Smile more or less frowns, like that energy, right? Laughter is a healing power. Like I wonder if you could bottle up laughter. I think it could heal somebody, right? Could you agree with that?
Yeah, I do definitely agree with that. I think laughter is extremely healing. It brings out a lot of great stuff inside of you, And I mean, on a neurochemical level, it's all the stuff that you need to feel happy. So yeah.
And it's easy to come by. It really is easy to come by. It's easy to make someone smile. It's easy to have a smile upon your face for someone else to create that smile. I mean, it's almost like I think what it is as it's life isn't what it is what you do, but I think it's more or less of like how you do it inside of your life. How were you, how karma, and how did you treat someone, and these kinds of things. Like that's what I think life's really, really basic. In which there will be bad things that'll happen. Like a lot of people will be like, "Oh yeah, well, why was Hitler here if there was a God?" But I don't think they're really. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not very logical. You can't say that. That doesn't. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of evil people in the world, but I don't know how to rebuttal it. Can you help me there?
Say it one more time so I can get it. I was kind of like giggling because of it.
Like people would be like, "There's no way that there could be a God because there was a Hitler." You know what I mean? Or like all these kinds of things. And I kind of wonder what's the rebuttal? What do you say for someone that says something as naive as that?
Well, I mean, I understand the sentiment and I understand the logical practicality of what they're saying. You know, I can get that, you know, and you know, I can look at anything in life that's bad and say, you know, well, this person got killed, they shouldn't have gotten killed. This person got hurt, they shouldn't have gotten hurt. This person didn't get the job they wanted, you know. And there's a lot of stuff you can look at and say that, you know, well, God doesn't save everyone, you know. So, you know, if God was truly that powerful, you know, how come everybody's dying? How come the world's going to hell? You know, so, you know, you can definitely use that argument. But at the same time, if your only definition of God is someone going around like Superman saving people, yeah, you're gonna have problems. You know, because it wasn't just about miracles, man. You know, it gets a lot more than that. It's about awareness.
Jeez, that was really well answered. That was really any kind of person you've ever dealt with that is like got a negative energy and you still have to deal with them. Maybe they're paying for your services or they're paying for you. Mm-hmm. How do you change a negative to a positive if you have to deal with the individual?
I tell them to get the fuck out, man. No, I'm joking.
Get out of my presence.
I pull out the cross of the holy water. Do an exorcism. Be gone. In my own way.
They really listen now. That's some people believe in that holy water and crossing someone.
Well, I'm not going to take away from that, you know. Because what's his name from Japan? I'm sure you've heard of him. A scientist or something like that in Japan. He was able to prove that water reacts to how we you know feel, our intentions. And he did all these experiments and he was able to actually prove it. You know, you could see the molecules changing. You know, he'd put the word chaos, hate, and something, you know, on a glass filled with water. They would check the molecules. They would be chaotic. When he put love, happiness, stuff like that, they would be symmetrically in order. And they look like yantras. It was really cool.
Never ever witnessed it. What'd you say it was again?
Let me see if I can remember his name now. This is going back. Last time I said his name was, when was it? In 20 years ago?
Well,
I can't remember. I think I know what it is. It's coming to me now. Masaru Emoto is his name. MAS. Yeah, I'm sure that even permaculture would know who this is. I'm gonna put up here in the thing here. I'll write the name here.
Cool. You're writing it in chat.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's the name right there. And you'll see he did all the experiments on water. So that cool. You know, in other words, I definitely give credibility to to that idea. And we're also composed, 75 to 80% of water in our bodies.
Because we drink a lot of water, or
no, just like we're composed of it. Just our bodies are composed that way. Oh yeah, I was right. Masaru Emoto. Yeah. Can't believe I remembered that shit.
He was a Japanese author, researcher, photographer. Wow, seems like he had a whole lot of stuff that he did here. Oh, let's see what it has to say here.
Yeah.
Masaru Emoto was a Japanese author, researcher, photographer, and entrepreneur who claimed that human consciousness has an effect on the molecular structure of water. Emoto's conjecture evolved over the years, and his early work explored his belief that water could react to positive thoughts and words.
Oh, man. Oh, wow, look at that. Dropping dimes on us, ain't you? Right? Yeah, dropping dimes on us. Wow.
Yeah. I can't remember. I can't believe I actually remember that. That's the funny part. Humans are walking salty bag of water, permaculture says. Yeah, we're just a bunch of sweat. It's true. Some people more than others.
Jeez,
that got deodorant.
and don't use deodorant. He said it wasn't don't use deodorant. You're all sweat, man. You're all sweat.
You can tell, it's funny. You can tell by a person's sweat if their intentions are good or bad. No, I'm joking.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
You can tell by a person's sweat if their intentions are good or bad.
Yeah, no, he has way too much. Especially today's
like there's no deodorant that can cover that up.
Food Force says humans are walking salty bags of water. Well said. Well said.
That's where I got the sweat thing from.
That's hilarious. It's hilarious. That really is funny. Walking bags of sweat.
Yeah. Very true, man.
No, man, we got bones in our bodies. I guess that takes up all the other stuff on the bones. Those can't be water, man. Either that's just pressured down. I don't know. Where's all the water at?
I think it's composed in all the molecules in the body.
Oh, I see. I guess that makes sense, huh? That's
Yeah.
what we just kind of read, huh? Yeah. Well, look, don't think too hard or else it's going to break your brain.
Or else you might wake up.
Right. Ignorance is bliss and bliss is happiness. I think a lot of people rather just be asleep because when you wake up, man, like you're kind of your head. And the thing is I don't even think I'm awake like I could be, just because of some of the things. It's just,
I think you're pretty good, man.
I don't know, man. You seem like you don't even go to sleep. You just stay.
I don't. I really don't. I hardly ever sleep actually, because I do a lot of research and I'm working on so many things, and then I watch a lot of porn. No, I'm joking. Just kidding.
I'm telling you what. Look, if you don't sleep, what was that lady's name? Says you need to sleep more often. Ariana Grande? No, it wasn't Ariana Grande.
Is that a singer? Ariana Grande is a singer.
Yeah, she's a singer, but that's Ariana Huffington.
Oh, Ariana Huffington. I've heard that.
Yeah, she says you got to sleep more, and then you'll be more clarity in the brain. But then I hear some people say you probably should not be sleeping very much at all. Like you probably should only be sleeping 3 and 4 hours a day.
Actually, if you meditate enough, you won't need that much sleep. Is the truth? Because
I don't know. I'll tell you what. If I don't get sleep, I become like angry and hostile, and
yeah, that's different. If you're just awake and your mind's all over the place, you will be. But if you're in a state of meditation, it's different. You're actually building energy into yourself.
You're like conserving it. Like somehow you're getting. Where are you getting all this energy from? Like, what is it? Like do you have to be outside to get the energy? Can you be inside and get it, or?
You are hairy walking salty bags of water. I agree. Sorry, I just thought that made me crack up.
Sugar will do that.
Sugar will do that. Yeah. That's true. What was the question one more time, Montez?
I forgot. I forgot. How do you gain in your energy? Food forces, yes, outside. So if like you're trying to go out, where do you go about to go get that energy that you're sitting and meditating for?
That happens during the meditation, actually, because your mind actually is the biggest generator of energy. People don't realize that. Your body, whatever you think. Let me give you an example. Your thoughts actually, if you're thinking something that makes you feel sad, you're actually creating the exact same neurochemicals that you need to make you sad, and that takes energy. A lot of energy.
What'd you say? Hold on, let me wrap that around my head. What'd you say?
So if you're thinking something that makes you feel sad or makes you feel mad, you're creating the neurochemicals in your brain that react in your body just by thinking about it. Yeah. So like say like if somebody's working a job they hate, they have to go there and they're doing their job, and even though they work a 9 to 5 and they go home and they try to sleep and they wake up the next day and they feel just like crap again, because they're being, they're stressed out while they're awake and conscious. When they go to sleep, their mind's still running in that same motion of stress until they wake up the next day to face the same stress again. But if you go into a state of meditation where you can clear those thoughts away, guess what happens? The production of those neurochemicals come to a halt. They stop. And then you produce the right chemical that you need.
So you can kind of put yourself into producing the right chemicals that you need at all times. How do you put yourself in that meditation? I guess that's what you're going to tell me, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people and a lot of different. There's actually tons of videos and stuff that talk about the stuff. But I think that you'll find your way. Also, once you look at all the different routes, you'll find your way of doing it. You know what I mean? Like for me, I actually found it through breathing at the beginning. It was just, I had to really control my breathing. Once I was able to control my breathing, I was able to more or less control my thoughts to some degree. Now. I still have problems today at this point, in my life where I get upset and stuff like that, So, and it's not something that you're like, unless you're living in a cave away from society, you can't, it's going to be very difficult to do, because you're going to have all the stimulation around you consistently. So the best thing you can do is to have an inner cave inside of you that you can always retreat to when you need.
I see. Wow. So I guess there's a lot of people that probably won't find this serenity if they don't probably move out of like
the big cities and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're living in country, you're safe. With nature.
Yeah, now the country's going to get taken over too. I feel like because all these things are popping up and. I don't even feel. Well, I mean, you know what? I was hearing there's too many humans in the world too. I was hearing that we don't need to have any more humans. We need to just stop having.
The Earth is tremendous. They want you to think that way because they're cramming people into little cities. But there's enough.
They said there ain't no more food for us.
That's bullshit.
They said.
Actually, because of the fast food things and how people are addicted to fast food and like sweets and all that stuff, the companies, it's like drug dealers. You have to have them hooked. Otherwise, you don't make that money, And then it works together with the pharmaceutical companies. They come up with the cures for what the sickness they give them.
Yeah. What do you think about these flu shots?
Oh, God.
Dropping people like flies.
Yeah.
And like, I was never this sick before. Well, you shouldn't have. Now, look, I'm gonna tell you what. There was one time, I think it was my middle child, Taylor, and the doctor got mad because I told him he got irate, and then he tried to twist my wife's arm into saying, "Well, I think it's just be better if you give her the shot. Your husband doesn't know what he's talking about. Don't worry. They worry about that. They really wanted to pump that shot inside that child, man. It was crazy.
That's scary. I think I'd have a problem with that. That would make me a bit pissed off.
Yeah, I was mad.
Get me a bit pissed off. Yeah, if somebody said that, tried to say it that way, that's undermining you.
Straight up undermining, and I think also too, I'm I look younger, and things like that, and he's older, he's a doctor, and he's just like, you're a bad parent if you don't do this kind of thing. But then I'm looking on the news and I'm seeing people just dropping out like flies. And what I would have done if I would have did that in my child? I can't. What I'm going to sue a doctor? You know what I'm saying? Like that's an uphill battle. I'm not trying to fight. So why am I just going to? But they literally are like. Again, it's like this propaganda thing, pushing things on people.
Let me tell you, the thing that scares me most is when I started learning about transponder chips and nanobots and shit like that, and how small they are. Literally, they can tell you you're getting a flu shot and pretty much fucking, I'm using a fake word, nanotize the world. I don't know if that's real or not. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they can control you.
Control you from inside to how you walk, how you talk, what you do. I mean, do you really see the chip coming? A lot of people say the chip's the credit card.
It's already here.
The
chips are already here, man.
What chips? What chips are you? Which ones?
The chocolate chips. No, I'm joking.
Love chocolate chip cookies.
I'm kidding. Oh, wait, let's see. Huh?
Macadamians are pretty good.
Those are for nuts, man.
Yeah, well, they're still. Are those nuts or are they little? What are those little white chocolate things then?
Oh no, yeah, those are those. I think I don't know what the hell they are actually. That's probably the Illuminati shit right there. No, I'm joking. They're shaped like little triangles, right?
Yeah, they really are. They really. Oh man, don't fool with that. That's that Illuminati. Food Force says I could put all the people in the world at a Vancouver island, and we would have 854 feet per person, so that we'd be lied to. Lots of room for the planet.
Lots of room. Yeah, there is. No, I totally agree. Food Forest, there's tons of room. They keep saying this because these people want to cram people into cities. The further you are away from the city, the harder it is for you, for them to access you. To make you part of this whole matrix thing that they have. Because you notice there's still some places, if you check how many people are actually on the internet and how many people are actually here, they still have a long ways to go,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now what about GMOs and genetic modifications like the Liger? Or
genetic modification is kind of scary, and then I don't know. There's a lot of weird shit going on with that.
I heard there was an island out there at sea where they create these animals, and then they can't kill them or something like that. So they just stick them in a can,
good.
And then they drop them off over there on the island.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. That sounds like Dr. Moreau's Island or some shit like that.
Yeah, man. They be saying these shows that you've been watching on TV, these movies, it's really exactly what's really happening.
Well, I can tell you straight up in my life the things that I've experienced already, which I'll be probably doing some videos on it too and address them. I just was afraid to in the past because people kept judging, and I said, you know what, fuck them.
Yeah.
I came down to spiritual enlightenment at that point. Let me just do my shit.
People are going to judge you anyway. I get judged all the time. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get judged on this live, but
of course,
doing it anyway. It was still fun. I still, and we're going to do another one, right? Awesome.
Yeah, I want to do one of these shits on my channel too.
Yeah, we could do one on your channel. I'll open it up.
It would be totally fucking awesome. I wish we could broadcast it at the same time on both channels. I wonder if there's a way to do that.
Yeah, you can. You can. All you gotta do is sign in on yours, but you gotta answer through your phone. Yeah.
I gotta do it through my phone?
Yeah, we could even invite someone in here to chat with us all at the same time. We can have I've had 6 people on here. The highest I've ever had was 6 people on here at one time.
Oh, we should do that.
Yeah, we never even lag down or anything. Well, we just got to invite some people to have conversations with us about this kind of, people don't really talk about this conspiracy stuff because then they become conspiracy theorists and then they get caught with egg on their face.
Yo, man, we should make this like a daily shit. I'm enjoying this.
Well, I mean, I think it would be fun. I think it would be really cool if we were just like,
because this is what I wanted to do before. I just couldn't find anybody to connect with like this that would be able to handle the stuff that I talk about.
The thing that blows my mind is like you got your channel. Like again, you dropped that video. You got all the people you wanted in the whole entire. I was fortunate that you talked to me, man. Like, cause I see a lot of you don't talk to. You don't be talking to everybody, and that was another thing that I know that it's good to meet someone face to face, but man, this internet has made it so awesome to where you could just I could connect with. I mean, now I had to, talk to you to make you at least want to talk to me, but it wasn't as hard as going and finding you in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Like it was that would have been really hard.
Thank God for technology in that sense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I don't think I would have ever found you. Like
I agree.
I don't even know how to get to New York from here. Not without GPS.
You said you were in Kentucky, right?
Right.
What was it? In Kentucky, yeah. So it's I mean, I've never been out there either. I mean, that's down south. I'm horrified to go down. I grew up in Texas.
Oh yeah, well I'll tell you what. I hear if you go to Texas right now, it's pretty nuts down there too. There's a whole bunch of red, blue flag, liberal, democratic battles, and Supposed to. Hey, did you hear about some kind of bombing that was supposed to happen at the game?
What game?
At the new, isn't there like a football game getting ready to go off, or a basketball game or something? Oh, the World Championship or something like that.
The only games I look at are UFC, where people just beat the shit out of each other. That's it. It's a Yogi thing.
I think NFL.
Oh, is it football?
I think what the Super Bowl 2018.
Super Bowl, yeah.
I think and they're saying it's
somebody make a threat.
Yeah, it's the fourth. It's the fourth. New England Patriots against the Philadelphia Eagles. And well, so like I was like, surfing the internet like I always do. And they said something about like, if I heard it from Alex Jones as well. I'm not saying that I listen to Alex Jones all the time or anything, but he was saying that he said that they were planning an attack to bomb at the Super Bowl or something like that. Did you hear anything about that?
Wow, no, I didn't. And it's kind of like, why would they, like who the hell are these people that are planning on doing this?
What'd you say?
Who are these people that are making those threats?
Huh?
Who are the people that are making those threats?
They said that they said I don't know. Alex Jones said something about Somalian people or something like that. I don't know. That's why it gets crazier and crazier and crazier, man. But here's my thing: is how would he know someone said that? And then someone said something about it being in the memo. That memo that
the reason I'm laughing is that how poor Somalia is?
No.
They're poor. I mean, the people are impoverished over there. So, how are they going to get money to fly here and to do anything?
Something about they said that there's it's like little Somalia over there. Like there's a whole lot of people in that area where the game's going on that has a little congregation. Like they got little Chirac or little
like little groups of people that live in certain neighborhoods.
Yeah, and there's like a whole big group of Somalians that they're gonna. Which again, I mean, I think again it goes back to a race bait, like because I mean he called them Somalians, so I mean it's cool, but I mean why? I mean what I'm saying, like I don't know. I feel like and then
I understand what you're saying.
It's weird, like you haven't heard anything about it though.
No, I haven't, but I know about the Somalians being a bit more vicious since they've come here. But the only reason is what they're coming out of. I mean, any people coming out of the society.
Food Forest said good night.
Oh, have a good night, Food Forest. It was awesome.
We'll hope to see you again, and we'll be on Rav's channel next time. But what were you saying though? I'm sorry.
I forget where we were talking. Oh, the Somalian people. I'm saying when they come out of there, the people that come here and they come from very impoverished and very war-like countries. They're having a lot of disputes going on, and the people are fighting. So they come here and they're almost scavenging at this point when they get here, because they're coming to a place with a land of plenty. Yeah.
Well, I don't know, man. If I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on anymore. I heard if you go to some part in Africa, man, you're liable to get slavery is back in effect. It's the real deal, Holyfield. Some countries are actually looking at bringing back slavery. You know what I'm saying? But
you say countries or states?
Countries are thinking about bringing back slavery.
I heard that parts of America were talking about it.
Hold on, I'm about to look it up. Countries.
Yeah. I heard that parts of America, ever since Trump became president, it's been something they're talking about.
I mean, a lot of people said that, right? Everyone went nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, Trump is trying to bring back slavery. The Washington Times. Hold on, look, let me share my screen with you. I'll show you what I'm talking about, man. That's crazy. It was the first one on there. I think this was just in the algorithms, man. I think this is what it was. Look, I type it in. Countries looking to bring back slavery. I
don't know what's going on, but I'm just getting your mic now.
Oh, hold on. Let me. Here you go.
There you go. I see you.
All right, here it is. Do you see it?
Yeah, I do.
very first one. Like, countries looking to bring back slavery. Donald Trump is trying to bring back slavery. Like, damn, like, but it was somewhere else. It was like somewhere else that I was reading it at, but dang, I didn't know.
Yep. What? I was telling you that. Wow.
Jeez. Wow.
Is that not crazy?
Washington time. Yeah, it's a little bit mind blowing. I wonder who's gonna be like the slaves, because like like maybe it'll be like I don't know who he's decided who's gonna be the slaves.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to try it and figure that out. I mean, come on. we know you know exactly where he's going with that.
No, I was thinking. I was thinking maybe he's not. He might be going to the bad hombres or something like that. You know what I mean? He did say that. You know what I mean? He did say the bad hombres.
You forget. He did say "Make America Great Again." You remember that?
Yeah. Go back over what we did. Yeah, I never really looked at it from that standpoint, man.
Yeah, that stuck out to me. I was like, again, what was he mean? Like when Obama was president?
How far are we going back on that? Like, I just want to like, how far is this?
I don't want to go back any further than that.
Right. Bill Clinton, okay. Everybody
like. Speaking of that,
yeah, because I mean, when it was really good, I think it was like Eisenhower or like I guess like when was America really, really good at one point?
I can tell you exactly when. Right before Christopher Columbus came to the West Indies. If he wants to go that far back, yeah.
Right. When no one was there except for people it was supposed to be. That's hilarious. That's funny. He said, I can tell you, I want to answer. Like,
actually, you know what the funny thing is? I've got a cartoon for that now.
You do?
I'm gonna have Trump standing there saying he wants to make America great again. In the audience, you're gonna see like these Native Americans standing there, looking all confused and shit.
That's hilarious. That is a good cartoon. Good cartoon. Look at that. That's
yeah.
Picking them out of the sky. Look. RavSHiva, man. It's late for me. I'm getting ready to hop off here. How about we connect tomorrow? And what time you want to shoot to try to do this?
Let's do this. Shit, I could fucking do this all day. It's fun for me. So let's see how you feel. I mean, I'll do it even earlier in the day if you want, man, because it's fun.
You call the time and I'll set it up.
I want to set one up on my side too. Would be cool.
Right. So give us an hour. You set the time, and then I'll get a hold of you an hour before the time, and we'll. And
you can broadcast on yours at the same time, right?
Yeah, I just got to set up my other laptop, and I'll screen share, or I got to do whatever I got to do. We should be able to do it.
So, like I should be able to use my phone and share.
Yeah, you can use your phone and then run it from there, or I'm not sure how we'll have to like kind of like.
I think I know how to do it. I think you're right because I can do it through my phone.
And then like you're on the phone, and then it's running live. I don't know how. I'm not sure how, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, I'm gonna hit you off with one thing. Did you ever hear of the book called Negrophobia?
Negrophobia, no.
It was famous back in the 60s and 70s, and like it's Johnny Depp's favorite book, right? So it was pretty big. It made some shockwaves when it came out. I actually know the guy. He's on Facebook. I would love to have him on with us.
Phobia, F-O-B-E.
Negrophobia. Oh, Darius James.
Let me share a screen. You said you know him?
Yeah, he's on my Facebook. Yeah, we talk I just spoke to him earlier today.
Oh wow.
Wait, look up Darius James. D-A-R-I-U-S. Darius James.
D-A-R.
And then I-U-S. Yeah. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah, there he goes. The picture right there.
Darius, African-American author. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm going to ask him if he's cool with it.
And we can do it on your show, man. We'll set it up and see what goes on.
Yeah, I think awesome.
We should do a whole lot of. I think we should build. We're gonna have a nice relationship, huh?
Let me tell you, I was looking for this actually, so this is great. This is exactly what I wanted.
Amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, like, and you know what? What if I wouldn't have reached out? That's what I tell everybody. You never know what chances.
What
you
if
might
I
have.
didn't answer?
Just reach out. You know what I mean? You never know. I'm very fortunate to have met you.
No, I totally feel the same way too, because I think this is the time for this shit anyway. You know?
Yeah. Let's make it work. Let's make it happen, man. Well, definitely. I guess, ladies and gentlemen, what do you? So you want to do like a 2, 3? Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll be up and I'll prepare all my shit for that time.
Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you already heard it. We're gonna be having another live on RavSHiva's channel, and it's going to be around 2 or 3. So if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, and we're also going to try to double stream it, so we might be able to get both of them going on. I see Alex Jones do it, and I don't watch Alex Jones. I don't watch him. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed this live stream. I hope you've enjoyed this open discussion with Rav Shiva. Rav, you got anything else you want to tell the audience before we get off here?
The horns on my pictures doesn't make me evil, okay?
Rain Rajan says, thanks, great topics and discussion, and she enjoyed watching. She said, good night, everyone. Good night, Rain.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for tuning in. It really melts my heart. Anyway.
That's love, man.
Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you all tuning in. It's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. We're going to be back on tomorrow on Rav Shiva's channel. His description's in the box. His YouTube's in the box. So you want to catch another one of these conversations, you'll see us on his channel talking about it, and we're going to try to do the simultaneous as a thing. Rav, thank you so much for being on tonight.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you all take care. It's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you don't do that, you're not going to be able to keep up. Duh. Thanks so much for tuning in.
All right, bro.